Raman Maharishi used to say, enlightenment is simply to admit that you are already enlightened. Just to admit. Yes, Raman is stating the simple fact. It is only admitting. You are enlightened, you consist of it. You are made of light. Light is the stuff that you are made of. Then why you cannot admit it? Why you cannot recognize it? And rather recognizing it, you do 1,001 other things. You search for God. You go to the Himalayas. You move to the monasteries. You torture yourself. You become masochists in the name of religion. You destroy yourself. You slowly commit suicide. You do everything. But just a simple thing you never do. You don't admit. Why you can't admit it? And nothing is being taken away from you. In recognizing the fact, all is gain. Nothing is lost. But you have become too much attached with your chains. You have become too much attached with your misery. You have started thinking that this is you. It is like an emperor who has fallen asleep and dreams that he has become a beggar. And in his dream, he has a begging bowl and rotten rags. And somebody is trying to snatch the begging bowl from him. And he will fight. He will fight to the very bitter end. It is a question of life and death. Somebody trying to snatch his begging bowl. He will give a great fight. He is not going to give it easily. That is all that he has. That's what has happened. Misery is all that you have. You cannot admit that you are enlightened, because then you will not be capable to afford misery anymore. So many times you come on the brink. Many times the recognition is very close by. You see the point, but you withdrew. You immediately start getting as far away from it as possible. You withdraw. You turn back. You have become too much attached with your misery. That looks as if that is your kingdom. This is my observation. Listening to thousands of sannyasis, only one thing seems to be absolutely certain, that nobody wants to renounce his misery. People are even ready to renounce their little bits of happiness. They are ready. This is strange, but this is how it is. If I say to them, renounce your wife, renounce your children, renounce your home, they are ready. They say, we are ready to go with you, Bhagwan, wherever you say. We can renounce. But if I say, renounce your misery, renounce your chains, then immediately I see that they cannot gather that much courage. They cling to it. They will fight for it. Raman is saying simply that all that is needed for enlightenment is to admit that you are enlightened. Just think of it. Just for a moment, meditate over it. Can you admit that you are enlightened? And immediately you will see that it is difficult. Because if you admit that you are enlightened, then there will be trouble. And the trouble will be, you cannot be angry, and you cannot be sad, and you cannot fight with your wife or with your husband, and you cannot be possessive. All is lost. And that has been your whole life. No, this is too much. You will say, how one can become so suddenly enlightened? First I will have to practice. That is only a way of postponement. You are saying that I cannot deny the truth of what you say, but I cannot either admit it right now. Yes, you are right, you must be right. But I have to prepare myself for it. And this is how you have been preparing for so many lives. You missed Buddha, you missed yoga, you can miss me too. And you are always preparing. And you are always postponing. And you say, yes, we understand what you are saying. And many times you are almost enlightened. And then immediately you shrink back. I say almost because you can still shrink back. That's why I say almost. Just one step more. But then fear grips you. You become so frightened. Then what will happen to your whole past and all your investments? You will think that this should not be so. What investment can there be in misery? There is. People remain miserable because through misery they gain sympathy. At least sympathy. If they cannot get love, they can get sympathy. They can get attention. And you are too much attached with attention. Things are complicated then. You are too much attached to attention. People should pay attention to you. And you don't know what else to do. If you are miserable, they pay attention. If you are ill, they take care of you. If you go mad, everybody is kind to you. Just see the point. Why so many people go mad? And when they go mad, there is a perfect timing to it. Whenever they are passing into some crisis, through some crisis, and they need attention, love, sympathy, care, they immediately choose madness. It is a choice, unconscious, but a choice still. If they remain sane, everybody is harsh. If they remain sane, then the world is too much. Then the wife is hard, the children are hard, the boss is hard, the markets, everything is hard. And they are tired. But if they are insane, if they have a certificate that they are mad, if the psychiatrist says that they are not in a position, so nothing should be expected from them, they can relax. Now nobody expects anything from them, and they can expect everything from everybody else. Thousands of people who live in mad houses have only learned a trick. This is their way of life. They have learned a style. They are not all mad. They have just found out a beautiful way of life where care has to be taken by others. they need not worry. Just look into all the investments that you have put in your misery. Just look into all the investments that you have put in your misery. You hanker for love, and your husband never sits by your side. You hanker for love, and your wife never comes and massages you. Now you have a headache, and she comes. And she is all love. Just see the point. The headache has become a need, because love is not freely available. So you start paying for love by your headache. Whenever you need love, when there is starvation, when you feel that love will be nourishing, suddenly your mind triggers the mechanism, headache comes. And I'm not saying that you are just pretending. I'm not saying that you are pretending. Real headache comes. There is no pretension in it. I'm not saying that you are just deceiving your wife. No, you are deceiving your wife and yourself too. The headache is real. But you have learned a trick. Whenever love is starved, a mechanism triggers itself. It is autonomous. It immediately brings some illness to you. With illness, love comes. Your wife becomes your mother. You always wanted her to be your mother. You have been in search of mother, not in search of a wife. Every man is in search of a mother. Every woman is in search of a father. It is difficult to accept it, but it must be so, because people's mental age remains hanging somewhere near about 13. Nobody grows psychologically more than that. Now, what more you can expect of a 13-year-old boy or a girl? Psychologically, that is the average age. So even the man who is 70 or 80 remains interested in the breasts of the women. Why? For what? He is still childish. Those breasts symbolize the mother. They are symbols. He is still hankering for a mother, for a warm womb, somebody to encompass him. But the only way seems to be ill, to be miserable, to be sad. And it seems that the price is worth. That's why you can't agree with Raman Maharishi that all that is needed for enlightenment is just a recognition. One has to admit that I am enlightened. But from that admitting, your life will never be the same again. You cannot afford those toys you have been playing with.